Hey everyone, it's Leslie Hassler here with Coaching from the Carpool. I'm the host, although I think I need to start having guests in my passenger seat. So if you're in the Dallas area and you want to come chat business and be in my passenger seat at my carpool line, let me know. That'd be kind of fun. But I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching, and we're here most every afternoon between 2:30 and 3. Depends on when I get here in line and when I get that thing working. So this week we've been talking about really the issue of tiredness. It was funny when I was doing a little research and just saying, okay, what are people saying their biggest challenges are? And it's not like, complaining about being tired on Facebook. I mean, these are articles from Forbes. They're articles from Inc. There are articles from, in surveys of small business owners across the nation. And while we always have the concerns about money and taxing and healthcare and all the wonderful benefits of owning a small business, tired, like exhaustion, energy levels is actually one of the really big challenges that a lot of small business owners face. Now, I work in the business arena. I'm going to be straight up that. I'm, I kind of say I straddle business and life a little bit only because I work in the business to improve your life. And so I see this, a business as a tool to give you the life that you want. And that is probably one of the biggest reasons people go into business is they have a life envisioned for themselves and they get into business. And we get into some traps, and I've talked about the traps in the past, and today I think we're going to go back to the hustle and grind, right, of really just working your fingers to the bone to make and force and sacrifice things in order to have something happen. Well, today was a really interesting day. I will tell you, I structure my day in bookends, if you will. So I have something typically personal in the morning, then I work, then I have personal sitting in the carpool, right? And I really use that to, get some better structure or some better balance in my day. Because here's what will happen the last couple of days. I've had 9 a.m. appointments, and I don't typically schedule for 9 a.m., but I will. Had 9 a.m. appointments, and then I was sitting there, let me just go get some stuff done, and then I'll take my appointment, then I'll go do my workout. So as soon as I get home from dropping the kids off to school, I head up to my computer, and that's like the kiss of death for me because it's really hard for me to stop. I have found it's kind of like, I don't know if you have this when you go to the grocery store. I have all the willpower in the world not to buy soda and chips and cookies and, all of that stuff that I shouldn't be eating. But man almighty, if it's in my house, I have absolutely no willpower. And I think it's something like this in my day. So whereas I have all the willpower, not necessarily to walk up the stairs and get into my office and sit down to the computer, but then I have no willpower to stop. And I don't think that's weird or uncommon in small business. I think it's really actually more part normal and par for the course than anything else. So what's the joke is small business ownership's the only place where people quit a 60-hour job to go work an 80-hour job. It doesn't have to be that way, though. I mean, that's one of those things that leads to tiredness, and that's what we've been talking about this week. And, when I think about tired and I think about what makes us tired in business, and, yesterday we talked about just the energy that it comes from having to be that leader, and defending your decisions and your risk taking and your thinking and all that when somebody might not get your brain crazy. And well, today, I really think it's about, if you look at one of the things that really can be exhausting, is that in small business ownership is really nothing more than problem solving. I mean, if you think about it, you solve a problem as a service-based business or even a product business, guys, but you solve a problem, right, with what you do and what you do for your clients. But every element of business is an opportunity for you to solve something. And so problem, you can think of whether it's your positive or negative word, whether you like challenge or obstacle or whatever it is, but the thing still exists, this opportunity where you have to find out, you have to create a path. Because that's the thing about businesses. I think we want to have hard and fast rules, and there actually isn't any. That's what makes all sorts of businesses really successful, is that there really aren't, there's truths, but there aren't really rules, right? There's things that are going to work if you put effort to them, but it's not hard and fast. It doesn't work for everybody, right? It's like everything works and nothing works. So there's no guarantees. But that whole like concept of having to solve problems, whether it's your employees' problems, your marketing problems, your cash problems, your client problems, your home problems, your the problems with the trash, with the computer not working, with the printer running out of ink. I mean, you just name it, right? And I'm laughing because I was having issues with my printer this week, and I was like, who wants to spend 2 hours trying to figure that out? Like, it's a problem that's not big enough to bring in an IT person, but it's still a problem that disrupts your day. And so, sometimes we take a lot of weight onto our own shoulders for solving all these problems. And there's some ways you can, maybe if you're solving problems, there's a couple of things I feel like I need to say. If you're putting out fires, we have another issue, right? That's being created by something completely different, okay? But if you're solving problems and it's really to the level of every minute is nothing more than solving a problem and you're getting that energy drain from it, then maybe we need to come up with a couple of ways to lessen the load, all right? And here's one of those things that I like, and we do it in the Your Biz Rules Mastermind, is one of the benefits of being in a small group program with other like-minded business owners is the ability to brainstorm. I find in the last year or two, I have become unattached to who comes up with the solution. Whereas maybe before I felt like I needed to be the one solving the problem. And so I find I'm much more inclined to talk to others. And there's always a caveat, right? Just like yesterday I said, if you're going to create a small group of your own, you've got to ferret things out. Well, if you're going to participate with brainstorming and ask other people for input, you're going to need to be able to filter, right, and disseminate and things of that different nature. Because it's so funny to me when somebody will see something, and it can be some of my work. And I was with family over Thanksgiving. My family's probably watching it, so they know who they are. I was with family over Thanksgiving, and one of my family members had an adverse reaction to something I do on Facebook, and I went, "But you're not my ideal client." Like, it's okay, right? Because my ideal client does respond to what I'm doing, and that's why I'm doing it. It's just kind of funny, those kind of things. So you've got to be able to, if you're going to ask, you need to be able to filter and disseminate and really think about where is it coming from? Like, who's telling you this information? That's one of the things that, I think a strength of a mastermind has, is that especially if it's curated like ours is at Your Biz Rules, we don't let everyone in. It's really about the right people with the right mindset, people that can separate themselves out of the condition with when you're looking at an ideal client, or considering who somebody else is and giving feedback. In that case, I think that's really one of those more mature abilities that can come from brainstorming. But when you have brainstorming, you really can shortcut this whole energy sink into a problem. And I know I have the example. I was trying to see if I could remember the specifics, but I know we had one moment in the mastermind where we were working on a rock star team, and somebody's, basically says what they're up against and what they've been trying to solve. And we had 3 different people at the table all be like, "Oh, wait a minute, are you using this tool?" And she's like, what's that tool? And they're like, oh, it's such and such. And she's like, and they're like, and oh, by the way, have you considered doing this? And oh, by the way, da da da. And literally just in that 20-minute exchange, shortcutted her problem solving, right? By days, weeks, hours. She even came back the next week and was like, guys, you have no idea what that did for me. Okay, that I think is the power that can happen with brainstorming and masterminding with small groups into small business, especially as people, we all have different ways of solving a problem. So it's that the idea generation that can pop off, but the resources, oh my gosh, between the resources, the connections, and the tools, that alone can save you a lot of heartache, a lot of time, and a lot of mental energy. Might have remembered on Monday I was talking about, my husband always says that mental energy, mental thinking, concentrated thought burns more calories than working out. I've still yet to prove that, but sure does feel that way some days. So if you find that one of the sources, one of the reasons that you are really getting tired in your business is because you're solving so many problems on your own, maybe it's time to branch out a little bit, get into a mastermind, get into a small group where other people can feed into you and give you and help you kind of shortcut your way into the path that you're looking to take. So that's today's Coaching from the Carpool. I'd love to hear what you thought. I know I did see a comment out there, kind of flashed up and went away before I had a chance to read it. So I'll go back and when I get off and I'll respond to those things. But really take a look at your energy management. One of the things in my Audible feed right now is from the Harvard Business Review. And you know I'm your business geek, so you don't have to be the business geek. But the title of it is Manage Your Energy, Not Your Time. So I haven't had a chance to dive into it, but I was like, oh, how perfect for this week. So I'll leave you with that. Manage your energy, not your time. I love that concept. I'll do my little geeky homework on that and kind of be able to fill you in on what they were sharing. So that's it for today. If you liked today's episode of Coaching from the Carpool, if you know somebody that needs to hear it, please share it with them so that they can benefit from it just as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, what your questions are, maybe something you'd like to hear on Coaching from the Carpool. So until then, guys, have a beautiful day, have a profitable week, and this has been Leslie Hassler with your Biz Rules Business Coaching. We're Coaching from the Carpool.